Good morning, everybody. I just want to go over the winter forecast that I put out a few days ago. In case you missed it, I posted on my website, as you can see. This will just be a video in case you did not get the chance to see it. You can watch it here, and also for my YouTube channel, I have yet to post it on YouTube, so this will go on YouTube by the time I'm done with this video. So let's just get started here reviewing my forecast. First off, we want to talk about the current state of the ENSO, which is a look at sea surface temperatures in the Central Pacific. The warmer temperatures are recognized in the red, dark red, orange colors, while the cooler are in the whites and blues here. And this is actually a pretty impressive El Nino. In fact, it's almost one of the strongest El Ninos on record. You might have heard Godzilla El Nino or Super El Nino. Don't worry, it's nothing, not too crazy or out of the ordinary. In fact, the winter of '97, that was the strongest El Nino on record, and which led to a torch, or a snowless winter, you might say. It was very warm in the east, little snow, but there was a big difference during that year. The warmer temperatures during that year were located closer to the South American coast versus this time around, which is actually located more in the central Pacific rather than coastal areas. So that's a good sign for winter lovers out there. This is a good signal that it won't not be a torch over our area, at least in regards to that winter. I do think it's going to be a warmer than average winter, but nothing incredible. And I know, folks, you may be questioning how warm this November is and will it relate to this upcoming winter. The answer is no. There's no tie-in or anything that will connect this November to the winter, or well, we can just look at this example here that I pulled up of November 2009. It was a torch that November, much like this November. However, when we went in the future for that year, it was a rather snowy, and even it was definitely a snowy year. Off the top of my head, I can't remember if we ended up a little warmer than average that year or not. Regardless, a warm November does not lead to a snowless winter. Now back to my analogs for this upcoming year. I listed 3 here: 57, 58, 82, 83, and 72, 73. That's my top 3 analogs. When you put the 3 together here, you get warmer temperatures up north, cooler temperatures down toward the south. In between, in the middle is in between the two. And then when you put the precipitation analogs together, you get a rather wet along the coastal areas and towards the south, which is highly expected during El Ninos. No shocker there. Drier up north. Now, we have a huge player this time around for this upcoming winter, and the huge player is going to be the Greenland block, which is basically a high sitting up near Greenland and preventing any storms coming up the coast, as signaled by the jet stream here, to slow down and stall out. Not only does this Greenland block allow the cold air to funnel into the eastern part of the United States, it actually leads to a stormy pattern that produces rather long duration events. Now, it doesn't automatically mean snowfall, but I'll take my chances any day of the year if we get this cold air and long duration events to produce a big snowstorm. I've talked to a meteorologist by the name of Jim Rinaldi. He agrees with me. He thinks this year could be the year where we get 1 or 2 pretty substantial snowstorms. And when we say substantial, we mean like these Miller A storms. Miller A storms are storms that originate in the Gulf and head up the East Coast. Last time we got a nice Miller A storm, it was a widespread foot plus. So if we get 1 or 2 of them, my snow forecast might be way off. I'll get more into that later. So if we just want to advance this forward here into the actual winter forecast, since I bored you guys with that, let's talk about December. It's going to be a slow start to this winter, and many El Ninos it is. So during December we can expect warmer than average temperatures in the northeast part of the United States, well above in the upper Midwest. Then towards the southwest you'll get some cooler weather and average elsewhere. And precipitation. Now this does not mean snowfall, just talking about precipitation here. This could be rain, snow, ice, you name it, whatever. We're talking about slightly above precip in our neck of the woods, and well above in the southeast. Now during the month of January I expect it to be the transition month. Basically the first half it might start off warmer, and then the second half we get more substantial colder air. In the end, it will still likely average to about slightly above average temperatures for our area. But what remains consistent is the upper Midwest area, well above average temperatures. Southeast and southern Mid-Atlantic, or shall I say, southern Mid-Atlantic, they'll get their colder temperatures during the month of January, which could produce some decent sized snowfall events for these areas. Main thing I want to go over January precipitation forecast is the Ohio Valley expect slightly below average precipitation, and then coastal areas slightly above. February is the key month to getting, I mentioned the Greenland block. This would be the month that occurs. Greenland block's not going to be occurring the whole winter, so this month is the key month for that to happen. And if it does, I'll go back, look at my forecast here. I'm calling for below average temperatures and well below average in the southeast part of the United States. And if we go back to this diagram here, it represents it pretty well. So I'm really relying on this Greenland block to lead my forecast here and make it considerably accurate. With that being said, when we do get these blocks, a lot of these storms, I wish I had a little pointer thing. I actually just changed computers. I just recently upgraded to a new computer over the weekend. A lot of these storms like to remain south of the northern areas. So what I mean is they'll come up from the south and take a path right along, see the slightly above average. If you could just draw a path right on those letters, storms would like to take that track because the blocking prevents them from going up too far north. So this is why I have slightly below average temperature, or below average precipitation for February in these parts. Now, I mentioned February has potential to be a blockbuster. I do not see it lasting into March. In fact, March, I believe, will be a quick turnaround, The first week or so, you might still get your snow chances, but by the second week, I expect it to be fully into spring mode. I'm calling for well above temperatures, even in northwestern Pennsylvania, Upper Plains, Chicago area, and then slightly above for most of the rest of us here in Pennsylvania. March precipitation forecast: well above in the southeast, western half of Pennsylvania slightly below, closer to average here at home, and eastern Pennsylvania. We might get one snow event during March, but nothing big. Now I'm going to show you the overall forecast here. So basically, let's go region by region here. For region 1 here in the upper Midwest, all year round is going to be really you might get your one or two cool days, but it's going to be overall well above normal temperatures with well below normal snowfall. I'm sorry for anybody who lives in that region that likes the snow. It's not looking good for you guys. Region 2 is not much better. It's going to be warmer than average with less snowfall. The only area in this region I would be maybe a little generous. I don't know if generous is the right word here. I would consider moving. To region 3 would be Maine and northern Vermont and New Hampshire, because if that blocking does not occur like I predicted, these storms will be able to go further north and produce more snowfall for these areas. In region 3, there's going to be warm spells. Your winter will still average warmer than average, but nothing too extreme. Snowfall will be average. You'll get your snow events. Most of these areas average a pretty significant amount of snowfall, so even an average snowfall will still be a good winter for you guys. Region 4, which does include Harrisburg, it's going to be slightly above average temperatures, but when I say snowier for a region, we're going to get not as often, we're going to get less snow events than we did last year, but the snow events will be greater. Instead of your 4 to 5 inch snow events, the ones that do come will be more towards like the 10-inch mark. I'm not saying every storm, I can't predict that obviously, but we have a better chance this year of getting those bigger storms. Region 5, I think, is my bullseye. If you live here, expect well above average snow. Now, most of these areas don't average that much, so when I say well above, we could be talking a 20 to 30 inch snowfall for the winter, and that will still equal well above average. Now, some of these mountainous areas in Virginia and North Carolina and Tennessee and even Alabama, they might average a little bit more, so it'll be a good winter for you guys. And as we head region 6, expect a wintry battle zone. That means it could go either way between cold and warm, snow and dry. Not too sure for you guys, to be honest. Region 7, expect cold and snowier conditions, which is good for the skiing areas out in California. And elsewhere in region 8, just expect an average winter. And then finally, southeast, it's going to be colder, very wet. Most of these locations average little to none snowfall, so expect an average snowfall when it comes to this winter. As for that, I have a closer view of Pennsylvania here. Basically, from State College south and east, expect snowier conditions. State College north and west, expect more of a average snowfall. Both areas experiencing warmer than average conditions. And those are just my snowfall predictions. I'm sure many of you already read it. I have to finish this video up here. It's approaching that 15-minute mark. So that's it for now, guys. I'll keep you updated. I'll have more videos out and post on my Facebook page regarding the upcoming weather. Nothing too significant to worry about. Maybe some rain chances on Thursday and colder air coming this weekend. I hope you guys have a good day. I'll talk to you later.